Today I'm visiting the West Somerset Railway on the northern coast just along from Minehead. Starting my day here at Bishops Lydeard, I'm on the first train out towards Minehead, riding a set of Mark I carriages drawn along, slightly surprisingly, by a sprightly, spirited little shunting loco. There are some other very fine, larger locos out on the line today, not suggesting that this little engine is not fine in its own way. D9526 is a Class 14. BR built 56 of these fine little locos for use on short freight routes. Diesel hydraulic powered, they were very useful in their relatively short service life. Based for the most part in the western region, they work freight trains between goods yards. Since their demise, many have survived in working or stalled condition on heritage railways. D9526 is a very fine example of the class, kept in excellent running order and used routinely on the WSR. We are now heading west through a series of wonderfully kept country stations. The West Somerset Railway runs for over 20 miles through some beautiful English countryside. Some of the line touches close to the coast, while other sections cut through rolling fields and hills. With the tracks laid from Taunton all the way to Minehead by 1874, much of the traffic was for holidaymakers and tourists travelling down to the area from far afield. 100 years later, from the early 1960s, the Butlins holiday village was a popular destination for travellers, but like many other smaller branch lines, it was finally closed by British Rail in 1971. Saved for preservation in 1976, it was then reopened as a heritage railway. The railway has many other locos on standby, and today several are out to play as well. There are too many to spot and name on the run, but great to see stored out on view. At Wilton, we lay over and wait for the passing of the other service, drawn majestically by Alice Inn 009, a Class 55 diesel electric loco, well known by enthusiasts of course. These Deltics were the main motive power for the West Coast Main Line from the 1960s through to the time the HST units replaced them. Capable of continuous running at 100 miles an hour, they were, when introduced, the most powerful diesel-electric loco in the world. It's lovely to see this loco out today. D9526 draws us on further west. I've been told that there are several other impressive locos out on the line today, so I'm keen to explore Minehead, where they're likely to be working. Blue Anchor Station, followed by Dunster, are two other fine stations which used to serve the local community. At the end of the line is Minehead, with the signal box dominant and keeping watch over the comings and goings, in and out of the station and sidings. D9526 is uncoupled for the runaround. D7659 stands ready in front of its set of carriages on platform 1. D7659 is a tidy example of a Class 25 loco built by BR in the 1960s for long-haul freight use, often though used for passenger services as well. Many members of the class have survived into preservation. Yes, indeed, that's Kid out once again, joining me for a visit to a heritage railway. We're going to take an hour or so out to explore Minehead and to have some lunch. As we return to the station, D9526 departs with its train bound for Bishops Lydeard. We will be catching the next departure and hope that this will be behind a fine pair of other locos, which we have spotted. D6566 is coupled with Sea King 002 and preparing for a shunting manoeuvre to be ready for the next service out from Minehead. D6566 is one of the Class 33 Crompton locos. This loco, one of a numerous fleet originally, saw some mixed duties over 34 years until it was withdrawn in 1995. Sea King is another example of Class 33 locos originally numbered D6501. The class were very successful and worked across many of the BR regions. 29 of these locos have been preserved, and this one in BR two-tone grey is based at the South Devon Railway, I believe. For us today, the two 33s will be leading our train out from Minehead. Somewhat overpowered is the service, you might say, but there's no harm in that. En route, we passed the Deltic, waiting for us to clear the section. We spot D7017 next with D6575. D7017 is a Hymek, one of over 100 units in regular use on BR tracks back in their day. D6575 is, yep, another Crompton Class 33. Bishops Lydeard, there's quite a lot of activity for a while, but as the service departs once again, some peace pervades. Although the signalman is still busy setting the line and signals for the next inbound service. The West Somerset Railway really does do a fine job at providing a very enjoyable day out. Not only are there lots of locos and services to enjoy, the static displays at most of the stations are excellent.
transfer it onto a bigger...
Here at Bishops Lydeard there's a fascinating museum, finely presented with lots of information. But with the next service having departed, it's time for Kit and I to leave. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Have you visited the railway yourself? What locos did you see? From us here on the West Somerset Railway, thanks for watching and bye for now.